Hi guys, welcome to the channel. I have an unboxing for you guys. If you're new, please consider subscribing and joining the family. To those who are returning, thank you so much for coming back. Guys, before we get into today's unboxing, I just wanted to tell you that if, in case you missed it, we're now on our second release as Macedon Perfumes and we still have Proud Mary. So our second fragrance, numero 2, is available on www.macedonperfumes.com. You can purchase it as a single fragrance that is on its own for $89, or you can purchase it together with Proud Mary as a combo for $199, or you can purchase Proud Mary on its own for $119. Proud Mary is actually discounted for the month of April, so guys, grab yourself either, right? This is a fruity floral scent, guys, with the most silkiest, the most flawless vanilla you can think of. And this one is not the polar opposite, because we did use some fruits in this one as well. This one opens with that happy peach nectar, and then it gets into the spices, woods, as well. And then you're going to get some quince there and a beautiful chocolate that makes it a very happy, fun, dense, concentrated, heavyweight fragrance that packs a punch. This is super beast mode. It's of an extreme concentration. A little goes a long way. It's 100 mls, while this one is 120 mls. And do check them out, guys, on www.macedonperfumes.com. That is our website, or you can buy off the YouTube store by simply clicking on the products linked on this particular video. Leave us feedback on your thoughts on the fragrance. Now to today's video, guys. Today's video is a haul. I have a Paris Corner fragrance haul. You're gonna start with this one. This is the one that I'm very much interested in, based on my memory of it at Beauty World. So this one is the Manifique. It's got that circus theme going on there. This is going to be a first impressions type of situation, but for me it's not going to be really a first impressions. It's actually going to be a second or third impressions, because I did play around with this one a lot, and I remember this fragrance reminding me a little bit of what I get from Can't Stop Loving You. So let's see whether my nose still perceives the same. Okay, Paris Corner partnered with Gael Montero, the master perfumer who created this fragrance. So this is his nose, and it should be an original creation. However, why I am saying it did remind me a little bit of Kilian's Can't Stop Loving You is, when we bring fragrances like this to you, you usually want to know, what the DNA or fragrance family is going to be. This is the bottle for the Magnifique, all right? Circus themed bottle. Let us waste a couple of sprays. Remember, this is just first impression, so I'm not going to go deep into what it's doing. We're going to come back with full reviews, so let us spritz. Okay. Certainly, it still reminds me of that, guys. Not outright. This I Can't Stop Loving You by Kilian. Well, I'm not sure whether this one has orange blossom, but there is something that's quite orange blossomy that I get in here that is, sort of like the center stage of the fragrance in this. Let me see if there is any notes. No, Paris Corner did not give us the notes, but this was created by a master perfumer. It is a gorgeous fragrance. It does have a fun aspect to it, a playful aspect about it, but as well as a seriousness about it at the same time. The orange blossom in here, if it has the orange blossom, I'm just saying that I really am struggling to tell it apart from what this one does, except that there is, like a citrus as well in this, a sweetened mandarin perhaps in this, and a sugar accord and a honey accord in it. So yeah, I can't wait for this one to sit through. I think I'm going to put it on my tray for this month, and if it changes or develops any further, then I will let you know. This was created for Paris Corner by the master perfumer Gael Montero, and it is supposed to be an original creation. However, if you love Can't Stop Loving You by Kilian, you're obviously gonna love this one. Okay, so this was not a full review. This was just to give you a heads up for those who may be looking at these fragrances wanting to purchase them. Number 2, guys, is going to be Dulzura, and this is Dulzura Vanilla Envy. I'm gonna cut into this. Let me just open it quickly for you. So they gave us Dulzura, the first Dulzura, guys, and this one I believe draws inspiration off that LV Phantasmagorie. So, ooh, Okay, I love this. Look at that. I don't know why I like this one more than the pink one. I don't know. I was an unexpected surprise. I was not thinking the bottle is going to look like this. This is my first interaction with this bottle, guys. So let's give it a quick spray, and then I am going to tell you what comes to mind. Remember, this is first impressions, so don't. So I'm going to come back with full reviews. This is gorgeous. This has a flawless mix of florals kind of mixing like with a perhaps a green citrus and a nutty feel about it, so like an almondy nutty thing about it without it being one I'd call a nutty outright scent. I don't know whether this has pistachio, but this, guys, is so unexpected. I wasn't expecting to have this fragrance smell like this. This is gorgeous. I haven't put my nose to Phantasmagorie by Louis Vuitton, but in its own capacity, this is a nice fragrance. Oh boy, this is luxury in a bottle, guys. There is, yes, that vanilla feel, but it's not a fragrance just pushing the vanilla agenda. It's beyond, it's doing beyond that. I get a mix of florals working in something that feels citric and the spiciness there, of perhaps a ginger kick. Okay, a ginger kick in this fragrance. And when I say citrus, this is like sweetened citruses mixing with florals, everything presenting there is warm and flowy. Can see some semblance of what I get in Louis Vuitton's is it Symphony, but this one, as I said, is that Phantasmagorie inspiration, and I haven't put that my nose to it, but you know, when it comes to the Louis Vuitton fragrances, some of them have got this traditional thing about it. I don't know how I can explain it, but they have like say for instance, if you have the Amouage line, especially the older fragrances, you will know that there is a certain way Amouage presents a certain note and stuff. There is that flowiness I get in this, in the way the florals are mixing there with what feels like a spicy ginger, and then an almondy, sort of like a nutty accord, without this pushing to, it's like I'm a nutty fragrance. I'm really trying to see if I can, ooh, beyond that spice, I think it does have like a licorice accord to it. This is nice. I cannot wait to explore and wear this one more and tell you more about it. It does, to me at the moment, feel a lot like something that the ladies are gonna like. But it's just gorgeous. It's one of those blends that everything presents together without anything really sticking out. So even as I say, it's got a spicy ginger, you know, a stannis, or that licorice accord about it. It's not like that's what's sticking out. And in as much as they've called it vanilla envy, it's not like it's an outright vanilla scent, you know. And the flowers here are coming across as sort of like a bouquet, but without making this one green, giving it sort of like a jelly accord. Okay, like a jelly accord, but it's not a gourmand at the same time. So okay, guys, I'm gonna play around with it a little bit more, and then I'm gonna come back with a full review. Now next up is going to be Pour Me Wild. Pour Me Wild by Paris Corner, the MA line, comes in those bottles that most have been inspirations of the Kilians, right? I think you guys know. So it's a metal, it's kind of like a tin. Lattafa gave us something similar. They have a fragrance that they packaged in a tin like this. I kind of like, you know, this packaging, and you open it from the bottom. Okay, so I presume, I remember smelling this, but it really didn't stand out that much for me to say, oh, I can tell you this offset, but this is the close-up for Pour Me Wild. Okay, I'll tell you what I think about it. I hope I like it, because this, I remember it was boozy. That's what I remember, you know. Oh, okay, yes, this is boozy. It's got a feel of raisins. It's also woody. I think this is their interpretation, or this draws inspiration of Angel's Share, On the Rocks. On the Rocks. Okay, On the Rocks. And Angel's Share, On the Rocks, guys, if you have smelled that fragrance and you've been an OG following the Angel's Share line from the original to Paradise to On the Rocks. On the Rocks is my absolute favorite. I love that one. Paradise kind of introduces a fruit into the mix, and this is kind of reminding me of On the Rocks, you know, which is a fragrance that's still going to be on the boozy side. It's still going to have that identifiable Angel's Share kind of trademark DNA where it's boozy. It's also fruity, you know, incorporating those dried fruits, something that is resinous and stuff, spices. But with On the Rocks, it takes an aquatic side, sort of like a marine-like twist, where it feels like it has an inclusion of, you know, very crisp, happy citrus is there. The lemon comes through, it shines. It could also have an apple, because lemon and apple, when put together, sometimes beef up each other to give a more crisp, more clarity, you know, to how a fragrance presents itself to your nose. So these, I think, Paris Corner was going for On the Rocks, and it's a good one. It's a good one. I do like it. Now let's wrap up with another of their Zodiac line. All right, I got the Zodiac Soul Maris, Zodiac something else. This one is Stratos. I think this could be the last one that I was missing from the collection. I'm not sure anymore. Okay, so that's Zodiac Stratos. So this is how it looks, Zodiac Stratos. This is not new. I think this one was a 2024 or 5 composition, but I'm only going to sniff it now for the very first time. So let's see what it's doing. The Soul Maris was the green one that had like the marine accord. It was aquatic, and then there was a red one, Lunaries. Okay, that was dark, sort of like Crème Rouge by Maison Crivelli. So this one, I don't know whether it's going to be an inspiration or it's a standalone. So the bottle is exactly like the other ones, okay, from the Zodiac line. Now let me spray this. I don't know why, I just have a feeling I might not like this, because I don't know, I hope they were not going for like that marine accord and really emphasizing the marine accord. Yes, this smells, oh no, it smells better than I thought it would. Okay, I do not hate it. Okay, I do not hate it. For starters, it gives me an aromatic thingy that is very happy. Yes, the aldehydic marine accord is really trying to make its presence here, but it seems to be muffled by some sort of sweetness. This is a fresh green but sweet scent at the same time. Not sweet as in jammy scent, but there's a sweet wrap up to it. I don't think it does list even vanilla or anything that could be contributing to the sweetness in this, but it could be how they decided to interpret the amber accord in this. This is really not bad, although it falls under the traditional you know, blue summer scents, something like YSLY, okay, for men, something like that. Okay, something like that. It's now getting it's now getting mintier. I can totally wear this, although of the ones that I unboxed here, I'm gonna say it's my least favorite. Why? Because again, it's that fresh summer. There's nothing wrong with fresh summer scents, guys. I am actually gonna create one for you, possibly in this our regular line, because we now have 2 lines. We have this line, which is the one we're planning on extending to other numbers. Like this is numéro 2. We're gonna have 3, 4, 7, 6, 5, 8, 9, 12. Pardon me if I got that wrong, but I'm trying. Okay, so we are going to incorporate a summer one in this. We're going to incorporate a winter one. We're going to incorporate maybe a fruit burst one, and a gourmand one, etc., etc. So we are going to create a blue scented scent, you know, a fresh scent. So I have nothing against fresh aquatic scents. These are scents that are easy to wear, easy to pick up, easy to blind buy, fragrances that are preferred by those that just like to smell clean. Okay, smell clean without the complexity of having to experience whatever it is a fragrance is doing. So it's not bad, this particular one. It does speak, of course, to that spiciness of the ginger, mixing with a greenish citrus that feels like it's anchored or supported by an apple there, and of course a very aromatic feel about it, lending onto a patchouli that adds to the greenness and earthiness, and then the overall feel about it, or while you're smelling all this, is going to be presenting what feels like air. Okay, that is the aldehydes, how they have put them in there. So yeah, not bad. Of the Zodiac lines, I gave you Lunaries, I gave you Solmaris. Now I've given you Stratos. Lunaries, it was a darker one, sort of like the Cœur Infrarouge, if you like, type of situation by Maison Crivelli. That one was not bad. The Solmaris was the one I didn't care for that much, because it really did go to town, you know, with that marine accord moss and stuff. So I didn't like that. And then there's this one. So if I'm to rate the three, I'm going to say Lunaries stays at the top there, followed by Stratos, and then Solmaris is the one that I really didn't care for. I actually decluttered that, not to someone. It's actually still in the house, but I just put it in a pile that I do not use. So yes, that is the last one on the lineup. My favorite, of course, is still going to be the Show Magnifique. Get your nose on this. If you love orange blossom honey, if you want to try something that's going to remind you of Kilian's Can't Stop Loving You, try this. You're going to thank me later. There's a sugar accord to this that's being brought to the surface again by that honey mixing with the orange blossom, the flower. It doesn't feel like a candy sugar per se, but the combo of the notes that they put in here gives it sort of like a fun appeal, but without making it childish. And that's exactly what I get, guys, from Can't Stop Loving You, without it being an outright 101. For reference sake, if you want to know, okay, which fragrance would this one remind me of, I'm just giving you a wild card there of Kilian's Can't Stop Loving You. And then the next favorite of this haul was, of course, this Dulzura Vanilla Envy. I was not expecting this to be like this. This is beautiful. It does draw inspiration of that LV Phantasmology, and in its own capacity, it's a gorgeous scent. So the two are the winners. Thank you so much for joining me today. CeeChronicles is my name. Remember to drop a comment or to drop feedback if you buy numero 2. Please remember to drop feedback, or both of the fragrances, guys. Both of them are of Macedon Perfumes. Macedon Perfumes has a website, www.macedonperfumes.com. You can get both fragrances as a combo for $199. You can get this new release, numero 2, for $89. You can get Proud Mary for $119. Proud Mary is discounted for the month of April, so you can get it for $119. Its retail price is $149. Let me know what your thoughts are on the two fragrances. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section where we discuss more about fragrances. Remember to turn on post notifications. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one, guys. And remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.
I would say we were good together.